Ladies and gentlemen, I cut off that last commercial because you saw it 17 times because I didn't have the other commercials queued. In our comfy boxes here, Greg, are our wonderful members of the I don't even know, mock draft
Peanut gallery?
brigade. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The people that are here,
gurus.
the draft gurus, Dre and the ranking Austin Moorhead. What's up, guys? How we doing?
We're doing good. Got some Hawaiian punch that I'm drinking throughout
Yeah,
the
out of the
show off that jug
let's
to the
start
people.
there.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man.
That looks like
Looks like my hoodie.
Okay,
That
hold
is
on.
true.
Were you guys FaceTiming before this or
No.
Okay.
No.
Just wanted
Wow,
to
how
check.
could he have been?
What do you mean? How
Trying
could
to-
you have been?
Yeah, it's burning my apartment down.
I assume that's why you burnt your apartment down. Dre, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I ate, like I said, pre-show. I just got done cooking. I had a.
You were
crazy
super
thing.
excited to eat, and then you burnt your apartment down.
Well, as I was saying, I was like, yeah, I gotta eat, but then I was like, that was like right after I yanked the noisemaker thing off the wall.
Dude, I do it all the time. I sat down last night after going to meet some friends, and I realized that I had kept my smoke detector out on the string, and I went and tried to plug it back in, and it took me like 2 hours too long. I need like a button on my remote, like on my phone. They can be like, no, I'm good. I'm just cooking. Really
How's no
terrible.
one done that? I'm surprised no one's done that yet.
Dollar idea.
There it is.
There it is.
We're in mock draft territory, so we are having two shows, you jagoffs. So this is show one of all of us together. Austin obviously joined us last week because Dre was just being
Seeing the
Dre.
Batman.
Just no, don't tell me no, just being Dre. I mean, you missed the
can't
wiffle
confirm.
ball home run derby because you bought a car.
Yeah, these are wild excuses, but actual
They are
facts.
so crazy. They are honestly like when you
Greg
think
couldn't
about
even take it.
when
Oh,
you
there it is.
there it is.
Point that out there. Just point that out there, baby.
You're just lucky I wasn't there.
I
We gotta run that back.
technically did really well. No, but the fact that Dre showed up and said, "All right, who am I batting against?" I'm like, bro, we're in round like 3. Like we're gone.
I shag balls like a champ.
You did, and you made
Did.
a large portion of the video. Yeah, so Dre was unable to make last week. Today is the fill-in for that. Which, guys, I have to be completely honest. Probably the best day to do a mock.
Yeah.
Teams have their quarterbacks now.
Hey, you're welcome, everybody.
No, shut up. No.
Oh my god.
Shoot or shoot. I ain't like Ben Simmons out here.
Yeah, Dre wants to be on 2 Beers Deep, and Ben Simmons wants to be on the Warriors too. I mean,
He don't gotta shoot. I'm out here shooting.
That's never gonna get old. Never,
that's
ever,
what-
ever gonna
yeah,
get old.
I don't know if you guys were watching at that portion of the show, but Dre, you know, because I do it in the Dynasty chat. But people will be like, "Oh, this guy says he wants to play for this team," and yeah, and Ben Simmons wants to be on the Warriors. Like anytime someone says like, "I want to do this," like I'm like, "Yeah," and Ben Simmons wants to be a Warrior.
You did
So-
that last week, and I damn near spit on my wall.
Dude, I do. It's the best line. Like someone's like,
It
"Man,
is. It
this
is.
person said they want to get into cryptocurrency." Yeah, well, Ben Simmons wants to be a Warrior. So yeah. All right, guys. So I spun the wheel while we were closing down. The order is Greg, Austin, Dre, Derek. Greg, Austin, Dre, Derek. Please keep me honest. I have the list here. Let's dive straight into it, guys. So notable things that happened that Greg and I talked about. Obviously, the Denver Broncos have their quarterback. The Commanders have their quarterback. The Packers have their quarterback. Really big news. And apparently, now that all 4 of you are here, the Browns are close to getting their quarterback in Derek Carr, which would be crazy.
Massive, if that's the case, yeah.
I would love
Yeah,
that. I would love that so much for Derek Carr. I would hate that as a Steelers fan. I think he's
Me too.
a great
Me too.
quarterback.
I would hate that for a Raiders fan, but honestly, you have to understand it after Russell Wilson just went there. You're talking Herbert. You're talking
Dude,
Pat Mahomes
With
and
Khalil
now
Mack
Russ.
moving to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Like, come on. now.
Alongside Joey Bosa.
Dude,
Good Lord.
crazy.
and I love
Boy,
Derek
it-
Carr.
Austin, I
Boy,
said
it's
that
hard.
Bobby Wagner, if I was Bobby Wagner, I'm calling the Chargers
Yeah,
begging.
for real.
begging.
Honestly.
Because
Or the
that is a
Broncos.
Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
Or the
agreed. But
Broncos.
think about it this way, Dre. You have Asante Samuel, Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, middle of the field, Bobby Wagner, Tillery.
I'm just gonna say their biggest issue stopping the run. They need to draft Jordan Davis. That's
Well,
all.
they can do that and still.
They
sign
could maybe
Bobby
do it.
Wagner.
We're about to find out.
All right,
Yeah.
let's
You're not
dive
wrong
into it,
there
guys.
either,
Greg,
Austin,
you
so.
have the first overall pick. Guys, if you don't have the Twitch up, if you want to know positions, all that stuff, please let me know. And do not panic. The number 9 pick is the Seattle Seahawks. I know they don't normally have first-round picks, but that is real on your screen. Greg, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars, which, guys, might I add, edge and safety are now higher than offensive tackle due to Cam Robinson being franchise tagged. Greg, you're on the clock.
Even them tagging Cam Robinson, I am still going to invest in the offensive line because they need to protect Trevor Lawrence as much as possible. I don't think they'll go for Evan Neal, even though I do not understand how that man is 300 something pounds and he is as
Skinny
thin
man.
as me. Yes.
Skinny.
So I am going to go with Ike Ekwonu because you can move him around the line and maybe eventually move him to left tackle. if
You took
want.
him because you love him.
I do love
it.
Icky.
And that's
I love
okay.
Icky. Icky's
It's not
my
a bad
boy.
pick at all.
Love him.
Dre, Austin, would either of you have gone different now that they have franchise tagged Cam Robinson?
You want to start, Austin, or you want me to?
Yeah, no, I'll start. I think if you're making the argument for Icky, I think the argument stands. I think if you're making the argument for Neal, then I think you're going to look elsewhere. Cam Robinson knows the left tackle position. Evan Neal primarily left tackle. So at least with Icky, you can move him around a little bit. So you got to think maybe edge is in position, especially you said safety. But is there I'm not going to get too much into it because we're going to get down the line whenever his name pops up. So
I can't justify taking Kyle Hamilton on 1, even though he's really
But
good.
could you
It's just
justify
the
Aiden
position.
Hutchinson?
I could 100% justify Aiden Hutchinson after his combine, and I say that because I did not expect him to test the way he did in certain positions, like the 3-cone drill and the short shuttle. All that off the charts compared to some of the great guys that have coming out, guys like J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt, guys like Nick Bosa, even
Agreed.
There's premier guys. Myles Garrett, like he up there with them, and in my opinion, I feel like they did franchise him to possibly set up drafting Aiden Hutchinson, and it makes sense.
Austin, you are up for the Detroit Lions. This one feels pretty much Sharpied in at this point, but what direction are you going?
yeah, this is pretty simple as it is. Let's get the blue collar guy. Let's get Aiden Hutchinson in there.
Yep.
Fit in Dan Campbell's ankle biter system. Man, it just seems too
Kneecap.
Kneecap.
Hey, you don't know where else he's biting.
Nope, but he
I'm just
said
saying.
he said
Just saying.
kneecaps.
That's Dan Campbell, I guess.
It's just too much of a
Yeah.
like a perfect situation.
I love it. I don't think any of us would disagree, so let's move on. Dre, you are up for the Texans, which I do believe will be the first pick in the draft that has a lot of questions around it.
It does, and they can go any route in this case. It's honestly tough whenever you think about. To me, it's tough whenever you think about post combine and you think about how this team, where this team is. Ultimately, I'm gonna stick to my board. Evan Neal's really good. Evan Neal's awesome. I'm not taking him here. Even though he's the better guy.
He's like hyping him up.
Dre's
I'm
like, I
taking-
love Aaron Rodgers, not trading for him. Big fan.
I'm taking Thibodeau.
Yeah.
At 3.
All right.
I think you got to get the guy, in my opinion,
Agreed.
has the highest ceiling in this draft if he reaches his potential. And that's even with Aiden Hutchinson as
Something I want to
Yeah.
point out real quick. I remember when I put in the group chat about the comment that he said that he is Jadeveon Clowney 2.0. The full quote was something that I liked a lot better, where he said something about how that Jadeveon Clowney had all the tools, but he was never able to put it all together. So I consider myself the second version. And I'm like,
Bust.
okay, I can dig
Yes.
this.
Agreed.
He's hyping himself out with also calling Clowney an idiot. You gotta love it.
Clowney's a bust.
Clowney is a bust.
Love it. I don't think anyone would disagree. I think there's a million ways they can go, Dre, but when you're taking the best edge in a class, it's interesting to see the best edge maybe go second. I understand the Ed Hutch stuff in the draft or in the combine, excuse me. I'm up for the Jets. This one's super easy, guys.
Can I say one thing? real
Please,
quick?
yeah, please.
Just real quick. Trade back candidate right here. Not the Jets, the Texans.
Oh, yes, agreed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I could see them moving back for, honestly, Seattle here to get some talent. I could see them trading back for the Vikings, the Browns, the Ravens, guys that need these significant pieces because the Texans are just going to be bad.
Yeah.
All right, I'm up for the Jets. This one's super easy. Give me the number one player on my board, number one player on many people's boards, Evan Neal. You can have Mekhi Becton at left, Evan Neal at right, and just not worry about any portion of your offensive line. And, guys, I'm going to sprint to the restroom, so please dissect the Evan Neal pick for 2 seconds. And then after me, Greg, you are up for the Giants. If I take, forever, you can talk about that.
So I have a friend who's a Jets fan. We talk draft all the time. He basically told me that he wants either Hutchinson to fall because they need pass rush, or he wants one of these 2 tackles. And the reason why is because I was a big Becton guy when he came out. The bottom line is that with Becton is he hasn't been able to put it together there the way they thought. And George Fant had to be the guy to kind of bring that line together on that side of the ball. So his thought process is if he can get one of these 2 tackles, they can swing Becton where he can compete, and then they can solidify the left side because they also have Vera Tucker, and then I believe they also have a new center. I could be mistaken. I haven't looked at it.
I was gonna say,
the line needs work.
I was gonna ask because I'm not sure who their center is, but I would not be shocked if maybe they would consider going for Tyler Linderbaum. Maybe not at 4, but definitely at 10 to at least solidify that. Because the same things that I kind of heard too, Dre, was that George Fant they're putting a new contract together with him. They do like Vera Tucker and all that, and I think they still like Becton, but I think. What?
I'm sorry.
Have you
No,
never seen
I
a
was
barrel
gonna
roll?
say, oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. That's
So Zoom can only see us the corner of the bed. They can only see where my shirt is. You guys can see a lot more. I jump across. All right, so Greg, you're for the Giants.
Mm-hmm. Knees look good, by the way, just saying. So I'm up for the Giants. And a couple of routes I can go in here, but frankly, I'm going to go with the guy that I personally think is the best. I'll go with the best talent in this class, and I'm going to say Kyle Hamilton.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't hate it. Interesting.
I know that, and I think there's a lot of still quality offensive linemen they can go in with this route, but I personally think that I think this class is good enough that they can be able to recoup a little bit of it in the second round. And I think you should get the premier talent because talent is something that is very hard to come by with the Giants, I feel like.
And I don't know the difference, and why leave it to chance. You can get Hamilton at 7. Now, granted, that doesn't matter to you because you're not the Giants at 7. You can get Hamilton at 7 where the Panthers, if they don't get Deshaun, are riding with Sam Darnold and could go Charles Cross over Penning. So at 7, you could be left with Penning, who is not a bad pick, but may not be the guy. You know what I mean? That's where that kind of science comes into it. But I also think, Dre, you said it before, I think the Giants are a trade back candidate here.
Yeah, I think they could trade back from 5. Because that's the more valuable pick.
Yes.
I don't know who would leap, but the bottom line, when you talk about a team that leaps, they want to leap. The only reason they're trading up to 5 is to get ahead of the Panthers, who could take a quarterback at 6.
They could take anything.
There's your philosophy, which is go get your guy, and that's, in my opinion, the first team that could go take a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Big go get your guy. Austin, you're for the Carolina Panthers, bud.
Yeah, there's a lot of me that wanted to shake this pick up a little bit, maybe pick something different.
You want me to scroll to the 70s?
I mean, I don't know. Should I you know what? This offensive tackle group might be a little bit interesting.
Mm-hmm.
However, let's shake things up a little bit. Let's go for the Carolina Panthers. 1, Trayvon Walker.
Okay. Why
Okay.
Walker as the next edge? Don't disagree. Just curious.
Interesting because just of the way that he was essentially like, you had your guys that came out and were like the combine freaks. Obviously, most of
Yeah.
Georgia being in that consideration. To me, if you pair him alongside of the other side of Brian Burns, this becomes a dangerous
Yeah.
pass rush.
Brian Burns,
And like I said,
amazing.
Yeah, I think that the quality that Cross can bring as a tackle, I mean, who's to say that they're not going to run a lot? Cross primarily a pass blocking tackle.
Okay.
So,
Well, and you're setting it for the next quarterback, but go
Exactly.
ahead, Greg.
I thought you were going to go in a different route, honestly, and I really think that Trayvon Walker has really solidified his stock, especially with the combine, because we
Yes.
saw the numbers that he was putting up.
Agreed.
But I still think from a production standpoint, I'm not 100% sold on him just yet, just because like that Georgia defense was just like they had so many players all
Yeah.
over the place that they got hit. I think Walker like
Two of the top
Walker
three
didn't put
defensive
yeah,
tackles.
Walker didn't put up the stats, but I also think that it's like it's hard to like look good when you have so many great players around you. I said this again. Like I thought Nolan Smith was a better edge rusher on that team in all seriousness, and he'll be next year.
Don't hate it. Dre, you're up for the Giants. The Giants have taken Kyle Hamilton safety. The whole board is open. Which direction you going?
And within the next 30 some days or whatever, we're going to find out a lot about what happens. And I think the biggest question that to me is on my mind is what's going to happen with Saquon Barkley. I know there's the quarterback issue where now Mitch Trubisky's rumored to go there, but in my opinion, I think when Saquon's on the field, that makes our whole offense tick. So I'm going to make this pick assuming that he's on the team.
Yeah.
And I got to go Tyler Linderbaum here at 7.
Oh, okay.
I like this.
Do tell.
I
Do
like
tell.
this a lot.
I have to because
Interesting.
number one, they invested in Andrew Thomas a couple years ago. So you're not going to knock him off. And
Wait, who's kind of been not great, but also has not been bad?
Yeah, to me he's young. He's taking time, but at the same time, when you invest a 4th overall pick in him, I think you got to give him time. I believe this is year 3. They could have.
They could have
but
Wirfs.
They
Even
could have had
Becton-
Wirfs.
Even Becton's been disappointing. So,
But Wirfs. But who's
Nate Solder's on the other side.
Wills,
Thank you.
Jedrick Wills, yep.
Yes, thank you.
Nate Solder's on the other side. They gave him a contract. So if he gets cut, then that opens up a hole. But when I look at their depth chart, their biggest hole is at center. And when you talk about putting a line together, the center, to me, it starts at the center. And I know you can find them late, but you're talking about the quarterback of the offensive line, the guy who points out all the blitzes and pickups and audibles
Right.
there.
Dude, you're right.
I got to get Linderbaum.
One thing, and all three of you, let me know if you disagree. There's only two positions that have a clear-cut number one. Safety in Kyle Hamilton, center at Tyler Linderbaum. They're the only
agree
two
with that.
positions that have a clear number one guy.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that because you can make a case for
Anyone.
Thibodeau just based off on
Thibodeau
style
Hutchinson. You look at defensive tackle, Wyatt Davis. You look at corner,
Singletary
Sauce
and Sauce,
Stingley.
yeah.
You look
alone.
at
Sauce for me.
outside linebacker like edge rusher, and you look at defense or offense. Wide receiver. We're all across the board on that. Quarterback,
So-
all across the board.
Running back, I think it's Brees, and I don't think that's debatable.
I can make a case for
Kenneth Walker, dude.
Okay,
Even
there it is.
Robinson. Robinson convinced me enough that I'm targeting him aggressively in Dynasty, Dre.
Okay,
He's
I
an
like
NFL
that.
running back. Like, he might not be the best, but he's an NFL running back.
Yeah, and I see that. I just had to throw that out there because
I agree.
Brees Hall really he tested out phenomenal. So,
But, like, wide receiver, even tight end. I like Warner by the fluffle muffle.
Wait a Meyer.
Thank you. But there's literally, it's Linderbaum, Kyle Hamilton. That is it. I love that. All right. I am up for the Atlanta Falcons, boys. I wish a couple guys fell. I wish Kyle Hamilton was here. edge is interesting. I don't love Jermaine Johnson. I feel like Greg and I have been super harsh on him for obvious reasons. Just feels like a middle of the pack NFL star, which is a great pick here. Like, he's going to be good, right? But he's not going to be the guy. It's tough. I don't think Matt Ryan's it. Obviously, they're without Calvin Ridley. Their number one wide receiver is going to be super suspect. Their running game's Cordell Patterson. This team literally just needs surefire talent. For that reason, Sauce Gardner's the first player taking a cornerback position.
I feel like it's a perfect fit. I do.
Dre, I'm going to stay right here. I believe Derek Stingley has a way higher ceiling. But Sauce is absolutely the guy that I don't have to regret taking.
Star. And I've been saying that since day one. He's
But-
going to be a star.
Here's what I'll say. He's a nice B to AJ Terrell Island A. At the minimum.
My only gripe right now is just he's at the Falcons because they need pass rushers badly. They had 17 sacks last year.
I hate the
I
pass.
can't-
I don't like. I thought about Ajabo. I get it. I thought about Ajabo. I don't like Jermaine. If honestly Walker would have fell here, I would have thought about him.
Exactly. That
But-
would have been my other pick.
You're in a division now. Okay, the rumor I heard were the Saints were super close to getting Jimmy G, which is what it is. Panthers, whoever's throwing the ball there, pick city, baby. It just is a super weird division. You give me Terrell, you give me Garner. You have two lockdown corners. You're sitting pretty. You really are. And again, dude, I'm going to sit here and say it, Derek. I'm going to tell you right now. I think Derek Stingley Jr. is a better player. I think Sauce Gardner is going to have a better NFL career because I don't know if Stingley meets up to his year. You know what I mean?
I think there's so many lofty expectations for Stingley too, just because that freshman season was
And question marks.
amazing. Yeah.
Greg, you have, which is crazy to say out loud.
Is
You
this
have
real?
The
is
Seattle
this real?
Seahawks at 9, Greg. They have Drew Lockett quarterback. They have DK Metcalf. They're trying to move Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson, Noah Fant at tight end, no offensive line, no Bobby Wagner, no defense as a whole. Do they have one player that's actually like
Jamal Adams.
that's it? He's the only defensive
That's
player.
it. That's it. Amazingly enough, and by the way, the pick after this is the pick that the Seahawks traded to get Jamal Adams, which
Honestly,
is amazing.
if I was Seattle, I'd be trying to move Jamal Adams right now.
Oh yeah.
I would too.
He said that
Yeah.
his whole purpose for wanting to go to Seattle was to actually get on a winning team and not rebuild. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Granted, they're still technically better than the Jets. But Greg,
I
you
love
have
that.
the
I love
wonderful
that.
position of being the first Thoughts in the Bench member to make a pick since I held myself captive underneath a desk talking about being in Aaron Rodgers' house during the Seattle draft because that shit pissed me off.
That was a fun night too, I
Yeah.
must say.
So,
Yeah,
you're up for Seattle, buddy.
something, yeah. Let's kick off this rebuild right, boys. Malik Willis.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Wow, Drew Luck, hot table,
Ooh.
hot top. Why
Hello.
Malik Willis, Greg? Why is he the number one quarterback on your board?
Because if you look at every single quarterback right there that is available to you,
Yeah.
yes, you can make the case that he is not the most pro ready, but you cannot deny that he is not the most talented.
Best arm.
Everything that is available that you want in a quarterback, he is there. He doesn't have the experience. He needs more reps to be able to get there. But in Seattle, where you're having a rebuild to be able to get yourself ready to go, there is probably no pressure on Malik Willis whatsoever. You can, if he plays, so be it.
Yeah.
I would personally not have him play and rest up, and Seattle can accumulate
Drew
more
Lock can
picks.
do that, yeah.
Drew Lock can easily do that, but I think Malik Willis is going to be the pick here. This might be honestly the pick that I feel like is the most set in stone going in because I truly do think they're going to get a quarterback.
My question to you, and Austin, Dre, keep me honest here. Malik Willis offers arguably the highest upside of this quarterback class, right? He just seems really good. All this stuff, this, that. Do any of us actually believe any of these quarterbacks have any mentality to win? Because I'm just that. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Liberty Ole Miss. That game sticks in my brain as an absolute kick in the nuts to anybody that liked either of those quarterbacks. Dre, I know you like Coral. Greg, I know you like Willis. Austin, you just love quarterbacks in general. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. That game haunts me of both of those guys.
So, Deeg, I don't know if you remember this, but throughout the year,
Yeah.
I in the Dynasty group chat that we have,
Mhm.
I was telling you guys I would ride with. The second that Willis played that game, I was like, I'm out because he didn't.
Yes.
He didn't pass my test.
100%.
My test for a quarterback, or how do you do in big games? Malik Willis, that was the biggest game on the schedule, and he did not ball out.
Like the game. The reason
Yeah.
he's there is that game.
Those are the games where you determine if you got that it factor, and that it factor is, do you step up when the occasion's big enough? And for him, he didn't have it, so I was out on him. Now, I'm not denying his talent,
Yes.
and coaching matters as well.
Agreed. 100%.
Point of the matter is that I did knock him down off my board. Whereas, like, when you talk about mentality and things like that, I look at the opposite side of the ball in that game. I look at Matt Corral. This dude wanted to play in a bowl game and risked out millions of dollars, and he got hurt. It sucks, but he didn't want to. He wanted to do it because he didn't want to leave his teammates up to dry. So I look at mentality like that. A guy who goes out and fights. That's why he's one on my board.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring
Greg?
this up too real quick. When you said first off, when you're looking at like a quarterback that is like a winner and tries to do that, I mean Desmond Ridder technically fits that.
Yeah, I mean big game. I mean big games. Like,
Yeah.
So Deshaun Watson is the example I'm going to come to because there was a lot of talk between Trubisky, him, and I know Mahomes Mahomes went before.
It was
Watson.
a knock that Watson won.
Yeah,
AJ McCarron, not throwing at them.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Clemson won national championships because of Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Desmond Ridder elevated them, but then we also look at that defensive side of the ball. We're like, we can go athlete after athlete after athlete on that team.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not saying Ritter's bad. He has that mentality, but in terms of performance, it's something off with him. I just know he wants to be great, and that's good enough for me to start.
Austin, lead from your take of Malik Willis into your first pick with the Jets. The Jets currently have Evan Neal as offensive tackle. Give us your take on Malik Willis going before your pick, and then just lead straight into whatever you want to pick.
It's interesting to see. I mean, let's argue this. Malik Willis, number one, does not have to be the starter going into week one. So you have Drew Lock there. It's interesting to see because, like, I believe that, and you guys know this, I've taken Willis, I think for the last two mock drafts that we've done, I've taken Willis out the Steelers.
Love it.
So just because I believe that in the
that
right
arm
system,
is crazy.
Right. At the right system, he can do phenomenal. And the athleticism that he can put on the run throwing. I told you guys how many times I've watched a strict one highlight play every time. And it was a 75-yard freaking on the run throw that was on the dot. Perfect. It's whether or not, like Dre and you guys are saying, if he has the mentality to lead in week one. But that's if he's the starter.
I mean, only thing more impressive is being able to throw 75 yards while on your knees.
That's hey.
Austin, you're up for the New York Jets. They have Evan Neal at tackle.
Right. So we have tackle that's been solidified with Neal. Whatever they do with Mekhi Becton and George Font going forward is on them. Here's my situation now. The Jets.
Wait, are honestly, so are you attacking me personally for taking Evan Neal?
No,
With
no,
that
I think
comment?
it's
okay.
No, it's the right move to do.
Well, you just said, Evan Neal, blah, 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 Font.
Well, I'm saying that they've
It feels like
solidified.
you're attacking me personally.
No, they've solidified.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
saying
you,
they
Greg.
have.
Thank you,
There we
Greg.
go. They have solidified offensive tackle, so it's not where I'm looking. Because I'm saying if the board would have fallen differently, Charles Cross is not a bad option here, falling at number 10.
So you wish I would have done something different.
No, it was an option.
Ha.
I'm saying,
Ha.
let's go to where I'm trying to lead my point into. Thank you very much.
Interesting.
Two wide receivers are going to be in either contract negotiations or going to be let go. And that is Jamison Crowder and Keelan Cole from the Jets. We have to get a guy in there that is able to solidify positions where guys like Corey Davis, Elijah Moore are thriving. So for me, it might not be the guy that I'm thinking of right now because I would want him to go somewhere differently, but give me Garrett Wilson here.
Why?
For the New York Jets.
Wow.
Why? Yeah. What the?
Wow.
When did you become like an actual member of society?
What? I've been
Like,
on this since day one.
Yeah, but like, when did you actually become like a member of society? Like, you're making good picks. Like, you probably you pay taxes
Austin's
now.
bringing it. That's the right.
No,
kid.
Dre,
I'll give you credit.
Dre,
for that.
this is
Right
like
kid
this is
bringing
like
it.
my little baby, like my little baby coming to a human. Like this is like
Mini-me.
when the mini me when a baby cousin like becomes an adult. Like this is
Becomes
While
this
he's
is
drinking
no.
Hawaiian Punch,
I
by
need
the way.
Austin, shut up. Dre, Greg, I need you both to understand. This is a baby in my brain becoming an adult at this moment. I need you guys to appreciate what is happening right now.
I am.
It's a lot of tender love and care.
You
Uh-huh.
nailed both the needs in round one. There's no doubt in my mind. And I like Braxton Berrios, but like, let's get real. He's not Garrett Wilson. Elijah Moore's dope. He's also not Garrett Wilson. They need a guy.
Braxton Barris is an old pro.
Yeah, I
Let's
muted
just
Dre
put that
after
out there.
Barrows. I was like, that's not going to be a good statement. Austin, that's an amazing pick.
It's a great pick.
Appreciate it. I don't have the beard yet to solidify being an adult, but it's getting there.
Oh no, you won't.
You-
I'll
you've been
shave
saying
mine
that
and
for
send it to you, bud. Yeah.
Still waiting.
I love it. Dre, you are currently out for the Washington Commanders, not to be confused with the Commander Carson.
They're still
Carson.
they're still Washington football team to me. I love that name. I kind of hated that they actually picked the name, but I like the Commanders. I guess it's just gonna take some getting used to. Anyways,
Did we actually like the Washington football team?
I loved it.
No,
I came
no.
into it. I
Day
loved
one.
it.
Day one, because here's the thing. I liked it as a joke. I didn't like it as a team. I liked it as a
It
joke.
grew on me. It
It
grew on me
grew
so
on you,
much.
which means you
Yeah.
did not like it at first, is my point.
I
The
know.
Commanders
Yeah.
will grow. The Commanders
Yeah,
will
just
grow.
like the Guardians in baseball grow on me too.
Dre, great example.
So this pick is now easy because they traded for Carson Wentz.
Yes.
Before they did, I would have 100% targeted quarterback here
Yep.
based off the boards falling. But now I've got to protect that guy to make him successful. Is even though he blew it in Indy, you gotta help solidify that run game. And I think this year they're going to take the training wheels off of Gibson, but he needs an offensive line. I'm going Charles Cross here, and I'm locking that down. They missed Trent. Got to replace him with a guy.
Do you think about interior guard here? Just out of curiosity.
Kenyon Green is definitely another guy I would target here on my board, and
Okay.
I would even go as far as, and I just want to see here, I would even go as far as even drafting Linderbaum if he fell.
Yeah.
But I think
Agreed.
offensive line is the position they need to target no matter what with this pick, since they now have Wentz.
Good.
Or
Greg.
if Kyle Hamilton falls.
I got it. There's a fly.
No, I like this, but I'm surprised when you say that he blew it at the combine. I kind of felt like there wasn't necessarily anyone that, had a bad showing at the combine per se. I
Who?
thought that.
No, Greg, I
Josh
think he's
Rosen.
saying that he said that Carson blew it in Indy. I think
Yeah.
that's what he was saying.
No,
Oh.
Carson
blew it in
and
Indy.
as a Colts.
'Cause
Greg.
I thought you were talking about
He
the
had that
combine.
run
I
That
like,
was
geez.
amazing, though.
He had Jonathan Taylor. Like, he had the best run game, best offensive line in football, and he blew it when they needed him the most.
that's
He
true.
gets a third
I
opportunity.
would still argue the
here.
best run game is Tennessee because of Derrick Henry, and I'm here also. Just to, thank you, Weston.
I would argue that this year. I agree with you last year. So
Dre, you took Charles Cross, right?
sorry to confuse you.
No, you're good. I'm up for the Vikings.
All
They
right,
suck.
happens.
I hate the
Love it.
Vikings. The Vikings need safety, IDL, cornerback, quarterback. I do think they get rid of Kirk. I've heard a ton of rumors about that, which is kind of like a crazy thing. I would love nothing more than to take Greg's dancing bear here, but
Talk about a guy who blew up the combine, by the way. I'm
he's
just
faster
saying,
than Jarvis Landry.
How is that possible?
It's only possible that I pass on him, and I know. See, Greg's up for Cleveland. I know he's gonna take it. Damn it! I am passing. I do believe I stand here today vulnerable to you gentlemen. I'm with Dre. Sauce is the sauce. Like, he's the sexy. Sauce is the lockdown. Sauce is this.
My flowers.
If Derek Stingley cannot be a professional lockdown corner, then I will no longer believe in child prodigies. Give me Derek Stingley to the Vikings right now. Greg, you're up for the Browns. Anybody hate that pick? Suck it. Nerds.
That was great.
Thank you.
All right, I'm up for the Browns. And yes, please bring up my guy, the dancing bear, the man who is 370
Okay,
pounds.
just get it over with.
And ran a 4.8. Just saying. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm just
He's
saying.
so fast.
Give me Jordan Davis. Oh, I love it.
Austin,
Which also cut the
oh,
Ravens
he's a
because I think that was a perfect pick for the Ravens.
Just a
Austin,
freak.
you're up for the Ravens. Jordan Davis is gone.
Yeah, that's who. Actually, the last two guys I was in highly consideration here of taking if they were available, but since they are not, we have to look elsewhere. There's a moment I said last time where I did this last week where the Ravens have just a pure ability to develop the right edge rush.
Yes,
They just
agreed.
always do. So I'm thinking, I'm looking, and I'm going to go in a different route because I think that it's there if they want, but let's get a mean, grown son of a bitch to guard the way of how it goes.
Chip, is that a swear word?
Oh, sure. But if I didn't say if I didn't say it any other way, it wouldn't be right. So give me Trevor Penning here.
Yes.
For the Baltimore Ravens.
Greg
this. Yeah.
loves Trevor Penning.
Mean boy. I love it.
Dre, you're up for the Eagles. The Eagles have 3 picks, so Dre will go, I will go, and then Dre will go at 19 again. So Dre, you are taking the first of your 2 picks. I have an Eagle pick, and then the Chargers, Saints in between. Before you even pick, does that weigh in, like that type of stuff, or do you just kind of have a guy you want your guy?
So I just have to say one thing. I am so glad the Eagles did not trade all 3 of these picks for Russell Wilson or any other quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, Russ negated Philly, apparently.
Okay.
They
Well,
tried to trade 2 of these, and Russ said, like, he had his new trade clause. Now, do I believe it?
Also, apparently, it was reported today that the Eagles and Falcons did have a deal in place for Calvin Ridley,
Right.
and
Yep.
the Falcons.
Dude, the Falcons stopped answering calls out of just knowing what was happening.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good for them.
so
Integrity.
good on them. Good on them. Yeah.
Like, granted, everyone's like, why are they not? Hey, we know he's, if they would have traded and that happened, wow, they would have been shysters.
Big time. But I don't think this team is a quarterback away. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
You've been very vocal about that, which I respect, honestly.
I believe in Jalen Hurts. I believe in
Yes.
Nick
Me too.
Sirianni. I think Sirianni last year he did what he built the team late in the season around Jalen Hurts' strengths, and it took them to the playoffs.
Yep.
I think with another offseason where they can work on his game, work on him throwing, they could take him to another level because he did rise. He did rise to the occasion when needed him to. Now, with that being said, there's still a lot of holes on this team, which is why I'm also very glad that they didn't trade these
Agreed.
picks away because
These are
they
gonna
could
be
fill
crucial.
it with elite talent. They have their quarterback on offense, and I know Deke's after me, so I'm going to start by taking the quarterback in the defense. I have the needs in my head, so I'm going to Kobe Dean here.
Yep.
With this pick.
Which Greg and I would say is not the number 1 linebacker. Why Dean, Dre?
It's stupid because they tested extremely similar.
That's not the best answer on a live show. You know what I mean?
He was the guy. He was the guy in the best defense in the nation, the national champions. There's a lot to say about that. So they need a leader, and they have not had a leader in the middle of the defense, as far as I know, in a very, very, very long time, if ever.
Yeah.
So now they get one in the Kobe.
Kiko Alonso.
Even though he plays Even though he plays different positions, I mean, he kind of reminds you of Brian Dawkins.
Yeah,
Agreed.
mentality wise, he's Brian Dawkins mentality.
I would have taken Devin Lloyd here if you would have taken someone else. The reason being that it's not the same, man. And I don't want to be weird. Cleveland Farrell was taken for his locker room presence. And it's not fair to Kobe Dean that I have that feeling about him. But, guys, I mean, I was on a ferry in Seattle. And you guys were all three together. And I feel like I hope I texted enough to Greg to let everyone know Cleveland Farrell was the greatest reach in NFL history. Not he was just a reach. Like
hey, it's hard to find good pass rush.
Even
yeah, there's one in the LA Chargers now. Like
even Bruce Irvin ended up being a great football player, and he was drafted way ahead of when he should have.
Are you defending Cleveland Farrell?
No, I'm saying I'm knocking him even.
You
further.
said no, no. I get it.
Don't put that on me.
I avoid the good character guys because Dre, I am a great character guy. I would survive a second in MLS soccer. Like I am great. You know what I mean? Like that's
I have no
why.
idea where it's going with that.
So I love it. Nico Bedine, great pick. All right, I'm up for the second pick for the Eagles. To me, this one is easy because I would have gone another way. I understand they need edge, the corner. They need inside line. I kind of want to go Zion, but I'm not. Philly feels like a speed city. Give me the guy that I like next on the edge, David Ojabo.
Ooh, he had a great combine too, which we all predicted that he would.
I could see the Chargers or Saints also going edge. They might take Jermaine. I want my guy Ojabo. You instantly have a young, hungry, fast defense. Greg, Chargers, which just signed Khalil Mack, which is
nice. Which also, by the way, real quick, shout out to MLS because it's back and you also get to see Soccer Moses again, which can't go wrong with that.
Big fan of Soccer Moses.
Let my people goal. Absolutely.
Who's Soccer Moses?
Nashville. I've seen him live. It's no big deal.
There's a dude in Nashville, SC, who dresses like Moses.
Let
and carries
my
two tablets.
people
That's
go.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
That's
You need to look it
amazing.
up.
They just built,
That's
so I
amazing.
drove past their new stadium is going to be the
Oh,
biggest.
it's the stadium up. Nice.
So it's the biggest in MLS and the third biggest in all of the Americas. So from Canada down to Brazil.
That's badass.
So is this dude's a fan or is he a player?
He's a fan.
Oh, he's a fan.
I hope he's where I'm sitting then come March 27th when I'm in Orlando, because I'm going to the U.S. Costa Rica game.
Oh.
He might be, but also you should just come to a Nashville SC game with me, and then you'll see him.
Yeah.
And I see you.
Stop. Greg, you're the Chargers. Go.
So I'm up for the Chargers. I'm going to go with the guy that I think is going to be a good pro. He doesn't wow you in any way, but I do think he adds something to that defense. Give me Andrew Booth.
Yes, I like Andrew Booth a lot. I
okay.
think he's the solid corner in this class.
Yeah, he doesn't wow you in any way, but I think he's the type of person that if you put him out there, he's not going to make a mistake.
Nope.
Which is that's what you want from a corner. In all
Just
seriousness.
toss him across from Asante Samuel Jr. It's fine.
Kinda
He is
reminds me
the
a lot
polar
Marlon
opposite of
Humphrey.
Trayvon Diggs.
He
Dre?
reminds me a
Best
lot
way
of
I can
Marlon-
say it.
He reminds me a lot of Marlon Humphrey.
Dude,
I like that. I like that actually.
I like Marlon Humphrey.
He's solid.
Austin, you're for the Saints.
Yeah, it's no surprise that the two biggest needs, three actually, now that I'm looking at it, on this team are wide receiver, tackle, and quarterback. There are a multitude of ways that this could go. I would assume that tackle's out of this position. There's not really a lot of guys that really wow you, like left maybe in the first round. You could make an argument for quarterback, which is what I was maybe attempting. But yeah, the rumors are like Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, like it's insane, like what could happen, but they definitely don't have the cap space to take Cousins. However, I'm going to get a wide receiver on play, a guy that I'm very high on if he wasn't your guy, Deke, Give me one Drake London here.
It's like I feel like we're all high on him, right? Like I think Drake London is, as of right now, the guy that I would want on my team. I don't know if he'll be my guy, but like he would be. But I feel like we're all very high on Drake London.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him at least the amount of times that we've done these mock drafts that I've drafted him.
Yeah,
way earlier than this. It just seems like we argue it all the time.
Yes.
It's Mike Evans 2.0. You put him alongside of Michael Thomas, Marquez Callaway. You got to figure whatever. You got to figure whatever happens with Alvin Kamara. All those passes to him might be like gone. So you got to figure there's another like. It all depends.
Okay, time for a group discussion. Did anything come from Alvin Kamara?
Not that I'm aware, but you got to figure it, like maybe. I'm debating whether they're going to wait until like near the draft to maybe address him.
It's got to be legally, right? Like the legal side of things has to be happening right now, right?
You would hope, yeah.
I don't think anything has come out with it yet. I feel like we're going to hear about that post draft in the summer, because a lot of that legal stuff takes months to get rolling.
I forgot about that till right now. It's a really good point.
Which reminds me, also tomorrow we get the Deshaun Watson stuff. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to be a good Panther. Dre, you're up for the Eagles. They have Nakobe Dean at linebacker, David Ojabo at edge.
So I'm actually very glad that Austin took London here, because this is a guy I was legitimately thinking of taking at 15 in terms of the needs. But I like how this kind of fell out because of the fact that if I don't take this guy now, I take London here. Just looking at their offense, they got Goddard. They got Devontae Smith, who's kind of a do-it-all, and they got Reagor, who can stretch the field. I think they're kicking themselves in the foot for not taking Justin Jefferson, which is pretty obvious. This guy's a monster. To me, I mean, he's probably in my top two. I gotta go Treylon Burks here.
Top two in what?
My wide receiver rankings.
Whew, I thought you meant.
I'd probably go Wilson 1, him 2, and then London about 3, 4. Probably 3.
Interesting.
I go Burks
you
here.
so you said Arf was high on Burks.
He was
early. You said that like probably 7 weeks ago at this point, I think.
Yeah, he told me back in November. He's like, "You gotta watch out for this dude." And you got to see when you see him test. I was expecting him to be a lot faster, but then I realized this dude's also like 230 pounds. So to run a 4.5,
crazy.
That's pretty impressive. So they don't have that on that offense. They don't have that element. And if you're going to maximize Jalen Hurts, you need to give him.
If you're going to maximize Devonta Smith, if you're going to make him as good as he should be, man, give him someone on the opposite end. I love that.
Give him all the weapons. Just buy in.
I got the Steelers guys.
You don't like it.
No, there's so many. So one, who the fuck is Perion Winfrey? Two, like
the guy from Oklahoma.
Yeah, like IDL there. Like I get it. I just wish that he wasn't here because there's so much other stuff. He works out in the facility. Kenny Pickett, the Steeler. Realistically, guys, here, look, like, yeah, we can go like edge, Jermaine Johnson. We don't run edges. Jamison Williams, we can't have a guy sit by. Trent McDuffie, love it, not the guy. Devonta Wyatt, love it, not the guy. Karlaftis, we don't run edge. Zion, the guy everyone ties us to, great, but Pickett is better. Kenyon Green, same exact sentence. Lloyd, we need that position, but we don't need that position, sadly. Like, we need a linebacker.
Want the position.
Yes. Kenny Pickett, man, like, he's the safest option in this class, and it's not close at the quarterback position. He is the safest quarterback to start next season and be good in this entire class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree. Highest floor, basically, is
100%, Dre. Like Malik Willis, if he was here, I would have kind of an issue. It just makes too much sense for it, man, and it just, Obviously, I want to speed through these next couple picks to get us to the end of the class, guys. But if anybody has something to say about the Steelers pick here, please do. I feel like this is the one that can extend a little longer.
I would say that we're in a situation too where there's just so many good quality players right here that are going to do something that I don't think you can go wrong anyway, honestly.
Dude, if I would have taken Lloyd, everyone would be happy. If I would have taken Green, happy. Zion, happy. Everyone but Perion Winfrey, whoever the fuck that is. I need to do some research.
Hating on him.
I'm not hating on him. I just, it's the
You
first
don't know
time,
the man's
it's
existence.
the first time I've ever seen this name. I have to be completely transparent. I can't lie. It's the first time I've ever read that name.
He's gonna be a star, and Deke's gonna draft him in
I'm
fantasy
just so
league.
frustrated. Like, I know I've done a million mock drafts on the first 2 rounds. I've done a million drafts on the Steelers. This, like, just doing it for fun. Who the fuck is that guy?
My biggest thing is this. I'm of the sole mindset that they need to go quarterback no matter what in this draft. Because especially now, because Russell Wilson's gone, Aaron Rodgers gone. Those are the 2 guys that can take you over the top. At that point, you're betting on free agents, and they're free agents for reasons because their original teams that drafted them. They didn't.
You are a big free agents are guys that their team didn't pay. Like that's a very
Especially
clear
as quarterback.
statement. But like, hey, your team hates you now. That's why you're a free agent.
Because you didn't pan out there.
Yeah.
Like, you were drafted there as a quarterback. You didn't pan out. If you did, you wouldn't be a
Yep.
free agent. Like, guys like Andy Dalton, who are average, even got a contract because they believed in him. Like Mitchell Trubisky, they took 2 overall, traded up for him, and they took Justin Fields last year. Jameis Winston's a guy who Tampa Bay got Tom Brady, and I get that. Marcus Mariota is another guy that did. They said, no, we're going to take Ryan Tannehill. My point is that if you're going to get a vet, that's fine, but you have to get a quarterback in the first round if any of those 3 are there, because quarterback is the most important position on the field.
Greg, you got the Patriots.
I could be that guy and actually take a receiver in this case, but I'm not going to. I'm instead going to go with, and we say this all the time, there's just something about those Washington DBs. Give me Trent McDuffie.
I was already on it. J.C. Jackson walks, undrafted free agent. Undrafted to a free agent. Love it. Big fan, Greg. I think that's a great pick. Austin. Excuse me. Austin, you're for the Raiders, buddy.
Yeah.
Also, if you take Perry on Whitney, I will.
No.
Funny as hell.
You're good. Man, so there's a lot of needs where I'm looking at here. Like, obviously you could argue like their wide receiver room is garbage. Their offensive line is garbage.
Quarterback
Their
room could
defensive
be
line.
nothing soon.
True. So if that's the case, like if these rumors of Derek Carr like going are correct, I'm gonna maybe stick to a guy that can protect in the best way possible. And in my mind, that is Zion Johnson.
Okay, so I have a question for the group now that we're sitting in here. Dre, you're up next for the Cardinals. Zion Johnson versus Kenyon Green. I love Zion Johnson. I think he's tough. He's a good story, all this stuff. Guys, I feel like we're forgetting that Kenyon Green was a 5-star. Like, Kenyon Green has better tape than Zion Johnson. I don't hate the pick, Austin, at all, because Zion Johnson can move from guard to center to tackle a little bit. Kenyon Green is a guard. I feel like I'm a little bit crazy to continue to say that Kenyon Green is the best guard in this class.
If the Steelers took him, I would 100% be hyped about that. I think he's really good.
I would too.
But do you think Zion is better, and based on what? I guess is more like, if the Steelers took Kenyon Green, I'd be gassed. But Kenyon Green is the best guard in this class.
So this is what I maintain regarding Zion Johnson, because his biggest thing is position flexibility.
Yep.
If he's a center, to my opinion, that his value is higher there than it is a guard, especially if he pans out.
Yeah.
So if you take him at guard, that's a team looking to fill an immediate hole. But if you're taking it center, like, you're betting on his upside to completely solidify an offensive line, no matter who's there.
Okay.
Like, you're not using him to fill a piece; you're building your line around him. if he pans out. I think his value is just higher as a center than as a guard.
Well, that's too good of kind of an answer. You're for the Cardinals, Dre. Damn it.
Kenyon Green, right? He's still there.
I can't argue with it. Yeah, Kenyon Green's gone.
Well, good. No, he's
All right.
gone.
No. You want to take him?
He's-
Oh yeah, we're sweating.
Kenyon Green goes to the Cardinals. Everyone, shut
That's a
up.
great segue.
I'm up
It
for
was
the
a great
Cowboys.
segue.
Dre takes what? Man,
Kenyon
I
Green.
hate this stupid ass game. It's a Desmond Ritter. Ritter equals Green. I hate this. This happened, Greg. This happened like 3 times the one month.
Yeah, I
We're
don't
like
know what
the
it
name's
is,
there,
man.
and I go straight to the right and click, and it's like, all right, boom. The Cardinals took Kenyon Green. They did
Yes.
not take Desmond Ritter. Kenyon Green's stupid ass name means Desmond Ritter. I'm taking Jermaine Johnson to the Cowboys. No one talked to me.
Okay.
Greg,
No
you're
one
up.
talked.
No. You're up for the Bills, Greg.
For the Bills, I'm going to go with the guy that apparently everyone's in love with all of a sudden. I'm going to go Devontae Wyatt.
Good. If you took
That's the right pick.
If you took Perry, I was going
I agree. I like that pick a lot.
Austin, you're up for the Titans.
Yeah. And this is interesting how this played out now because you'll be taking the right name for the wrong team that you took before. Because in my mind, I said it before, I do not like the fact of how Ryan Tannehill performed. Granted, injuries galore, but you were brought there. You were given a huge contract, and you did not pan out. Give me Desmond Ritter here.
Okay, I'm glad you did that because I messed up. Everyone at home, look at me. YouTube, look at me. Kenny Green is Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter is Kenny Green. I hate
Finkel's
everything.
Iron.
I hate
I
everything.
Finkel's
You-
Iron.
Dre, you're up for the Bucks.
Oh,
I love that, Austin.
Desmond Ritter's off the board now, so I don't know.
Well, and Kenny Green. Fun fact.
and Kenyon Green's off the board. So I don't know.
I know where you're going.
man.
Do it, Dre. Do it. Do it.
I don't believe in Kyle Trask. I'm sorry.
Do it. Do it.
Give me the guy closest to the Tom Brady mentality in this draft. The mentality.
Kenny Pickett was already picked.
I'm talking about Matt Corral, baby.
I hate you.
Oh, 4 quarterbacks taken in the first round. God.
There won't be one taken at 28. It's not Aaron Rodgers, baby. If I'm the Packers, I'm
How
like,
wild would that be?
bro. If I'm the Pack, yeah. Let me just
Oh my
snag
God.
me a little bit of Carson Strong. No, I'm the Packers. We have our quarterback for the next 2 years. We have our quarterback for the next 4 years because he's a simp. We have Devontae Adams on a franchise tag. Genuinely, we're losing Marcus Valdes-Scantling. We're doing a ton of stuff. I want to take the guy that I think can learn from Devontae Adams, Jameson Williams.
Yep.
I like that.
Granted, everyone here be aware, I believe, and I'm looking at the camera, Jahan Dotson is a good NFL wide receiver that I should have taken here. I like Williams because he can learn under Devontae Adams for 1 year while we franchise tag him while he's hurt. There's something there.
Question.
Greg, you're up for the Dolphins.
Never mind.
What was that, Dre? What do you want to say?
Why not Olave?
So Olave's a streaker. Olave's kind of the deep threat. If, as the Packers, I needed to win next year and like have that Miko Hardman burner, I get it. Personally, man, Jameson Williams has been beaten to my head that he's the top receiver in this class. I don't think he is. The reason I take him here is because that year off, Dre,
Mm-hmm.
all he has to do is learn.
Okay.
Like, it's weird to say. Like, yeah,
I
he has to come
understand.
back from that. But if he just sits there and absorbs Devontae Adams, dude, he'll be the best receiver in his class. It's not close.
Olave's a dog. He a dog. So.
You have literally the number one teacher in the NFL.
Mhm.
Just watch.
Don't believe me, just watch.
All right, so I'm up for the Dolphins, and by the way, I'm just gonna point this out. Jordan Love is a great trade chip that will get them at least a second.
I think
round
he's a
pick.
little bitch who's not a quarterback one.
Doesn't matter, man. He's 23.
Austin.
People are gonna.
He's just
We
like,
literally, we
Bro, I
literally
think he's
just
a
talked
little
about,
bitch.
we
Jordan
literally
Love
just
for
talked
a
about the
fourth.
pedigree of first round picks, man. Come on, you
Jordan
know
Love for a
that they're gonna
fourth.
do that.
Steelers, do it.
Jordan Love's little baby back bitch.
Jordan Love for a fourth.
That
Dude,
team does not believe in you. They just signed the other guy to 2 more years.
Why
Yeah.
is values down? Jordan
telling
Love
you.
for a fourth.
I'm telling you, they'll get a
Shut
second.
up, Dre.
I know, because someone will overpay.
Go.
They'll get a second.
Go.
For the Miami Dolphins, I'm gonna add another weapon for Tua. Give me Jahan Dotson.
You bitch.
Sorry.
It's okay. Austin, you're up for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Looking at it here, it seems that always we point in the direction of taking a safety here, whether that be Lewis Sign.
Greg,
or,
is he attacking us?
A little
Is
bit.
this
is
a
what-
fucking play about us?
I think it is.
Glad I'm the only one that actually got that
Thank you,
reference.
Austin. I love you, buddy. Just
How-
TikToking, guys. Get on TikTok.
Like, it's just
Oh, was that a Euphoria reference?
it is
Jesus.
actually.
Oh, he's it. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a Euphoria reference.
Ah.
So.
Love Euphoria.
I just know TikTok. So
Yeah, it's true. However, you cannot let this guy slip into the second round. Like it's
if you take if you take Perrin Whipper, I'm gonna fuck I'm gonna fuck you.
No.
Shut up, Austin.
No. Here's the thing. Their defense sucked at the beginning. Granted, they got their everything together, but let's now add a piece when you have all these quarterbacks coming into the division. Give me George Karlaftis.
I'm concerned about his slide, but I agree he's been good.
Like you have the
He
aspect
reminds me
of,
of AJ Epinosa.
yeah.
Yes,
Like
that's a great way. That's a great comparison.
You have like Melvin Ingram,
Stop. Thanks,
who
Greg.
was
Stop.
you have Melvin Ingram, who
Greg,
was
you look
the-
so cute tonight.
It's the hair.
Yeah,
Mine's
well,
not.
it's just super cute. Like it's just super cute. Sorry, Austin. Keep going. Keep going.
You're good. You had Melvin Ingram, who was able to come back and generate.
Dre, that color is so good on
I
you.
literally hate you.
Austin, what did I? What did I do? All right.
Melvin Ingram
Austin,
is
you-
old. George Karlaftis is
Sorry, we're
gone.
out of
Move on to the
time.
next pick.
Sorry, we're out of time.
Austin, no. Say what you want to say.
That's literally the point of it. Melvin Ingram is like 32 years old.
Agreed.
You have to get a young guy in there to replace him. And honestly, if Karlaftis slides into the second round, I won't be surprised. But the Chiefs got to pull the trigger on him here.
Agreed. Dre, you're for the Bengals, and then I'm for the Lions, and we are done for the first round, buddy.
Best lineman available, and it's no debate. I'm just saying, like, whoever it is, when they draft, they have to take them no matter what. In this case, it's Bernhard Langman, or I said that wrong.
Bernard Langman.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm right. Sorry.
It's
Yeah,
Rain
give me
Man.
him. Rain Man.
Bernhard Rain Man.
Give me Rain Man.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think a lot of people like him and Falafel. People have had there. I think Rayman is a machine. Worthy of that pick. I think he's a good pick.
Mhm. Big Austrian hog.
Yep.
He's from Austria. I just found that out. That's a fun fact.
Proud of you. Last pick here. This is a tough one. I feel like people trade up for this, so we obviously have the edge. We drafted. Let me scroll down. Aiden Hudson. Thank you. Whew, just being sure. You guys are kind of loose cannons. Give me another mentality guy. So give me a guy that I think is going to buy in, a guy we need. I could look at a couple different positions, but Devin Lloyd is right there. So
Yeah.
give me Devin
I can't
Lloyd.
believe he fell this far. Jeez.
Devin Lloyd there feels like a steal. Boys, thank you for being on. I feel like this is one of the first, and Greg, I apologize for saying this because it's not anything to do with you. One of the first episodes of Two Beers Deep, I'm excited to cut clips for. And it's because of Greg being Greg and you two being on here, and this was fun. And,
Glad to
and
be here.
absolute enjoyment.
Always.
Good. Greg, whose draft did you hate the most? Say Moorhead.
Slightly leaning towards Moorhead a little bit.
What in
It's
the
close.
Is it because of what he's wearing?
close.
And
Hey, the pink
Yeah.
hat to match the pink. Come on now,
well,
That's
that's
pink. Well-
the pink matching does it.
fashion.
Well, I was hoping for another green shirt because technically you were wearing Cosmo and Wando on Tuesday. No,
Are you wearing
Ladies
Stanley
and
shorts, too?
that's enough. Ladies. We'll see you guys. Next stream is Saturday morning. Friday, watch the Vault that comes out, and then Monday for draft. Dre, Austin, thank you guys for being on so much.
Always glad to be here.
Always here.
Dude, this has been about like 7 or 8 beers deep. I'll be honest tonight. With the empty cans. Boys, appreciate you always. We'll see you soon.
All right.